All right, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but Orihime will always be my top anime waifu. She made her return today, and I am absolutely ecstatic about the way she looks. I knew this was coming, and just seeing her in the brand new outfit, it just makes me happy. But before I go, salivating over her, and before you try to come after me for saying, hey, she's only 16 years old, she's a fucking fictional character. Let it go. And if you want to be technical about it, at this point in the actual story, she's a mom of like a 7-year old. So just zip it. To me, she will always be my top anime waifu. Anyways, um, before I got distracted because of Orihime, this week's episode is episode 21, The Headless Star, which is the return of Ichigo to the main battle. And man, this thing delivered. Um, Started off with Kenpachi, the aftermath of the Kenpachi fight. He's sitting there talking to Grimmy's brain. Um, and as he turned around, he's looking for his lieutenant, Yachiru. He doesn't find her anywhere. All he sees is her clothing. He tells his squad to find her. They can't sense her. Just a quick, that's a quick mention to something that's major that's going to come up here in the future. And sadly, I don't think that point really got, it didn't come across as it was an important matter, but it is. Pay attention to that. And before Kimpachi could do anything else, he was attacked by the Bambietas. And I have to say, one, Ichigo's return is the best thing about this episode. He absolutely killed it. You saw how strong he's gotten and how he was able to handle four Quincy's without any problems. But the Bambietas kind of who were meant to play second fiddle on this episode, they absolutely nailed it. Each one has their very distinct personality. One is super controversial for Western audiences, Americans, pointless sake. That's just the way it is. That's a conversation for a different day. But the other three were made me smile because they all had very distinct personalities. The little blonde one was very monotone. She, cut to the point, said her piece, and moved on. The blonde one, who seemed like the ditzy one, was a powerhouse. She absolutely manhandled Ichigo and Kenpachi, two of the strongest war potentials. You'll find out more about that. And just two of the strongest Soul Reapers. She threw them around pretty easily, which was pretty cool. But the very, very standout of the Bambietas was Candace, and you can tell that they loved her. The animation staff loved her because they did a lot of fan servicey shots with her, and I'm not mad about it. She had some of the funniest lines. She had the biggest personality, and some of her mannerisms was very reminiscent of some of Ichigo's older enemies. She just didn't like his face and the face he was making, which is pretty funny in itself. But yeah, they all attacked him, tried to take him 4-on-1. They released their power. Each one looked differently. Each one had its own. Their powers were very unique, which was pretty cool. But all in all, Ichigo was able to handle them just fine. And then Yuhaba decided to make his next move, and he, is basically going after the Soul King. And it seemed like the Soul Reapers kind of knew that this was his main goal because two of the captains kind of hint at that they knew this was his end goal, and they even questioned Squad Zero to why they let Ichigo come back to the Serite, which all the fighting's going on, and opening this gate basically from the Serite to Squad Zero and the Soul King. Um, and That's going to be explored in the next few episodes. I guarantee that. But as Ichigo's going to confront Yuhaba, more Quincy's show up, and they are all trying to stop Ichigo from moving forward. Ichigo obviously is very strong at this point, and is kind of unfazed and unbothered by these people. He's just, his main thing is to get to Yuhaba, and they're just trying to stop him. Renji shows up along with other Soul Reapers, Rukia, Byakuya, Ikaku, Yumichika, and uh, Shuhei. They're there. A beautiful poster moment between the Soul Reapers and the Quincy's. I have a feeling the next episode here in a few weeks is going to dive more into their fight, which is going to be pretty cool. But yeah, as Ichigo is going to Yuhaba, he is surprised by the reappearance of Uryu. All this time, we as viewers have known Uryu was with the Quincy's, but Ichigo has not. And when he sees it, he's kind of shocked, taken aback, doesn't know what's going on, and Uryu's basically telling him to go away. He has no chance against His Majesty, which is Yuhaba, and he proceeds to shoot Ichigo with an arrow. Ichigo blocks it, and then he does one of his special moves, Leak Reagan, and he blitzes Ichigo with a sea of arrows. And at that moment, Chad shows up, blocks a few of these arrows, and right after him, it's Orihime. And she is looking amazing as always, even more so with her new outfits. But, the three of them are standing there looking at Uryu as he is ascending to the Soul Palace. And that is pretty much where the episode ends. From my understanding, we're taking a week off next week. We're having a recap episode, and that is to give the production team a little bit more time for these final few episodes, which is fine. I'm absolutely okay with taking a week off, just so we don't have any memeable moments on the anime front. And if you're an anime fan of any kind, you know exactly what I mean. Outside of that, I'm trying something different because I love Bleach. I'm going to do a little 5-point system, 0 being your balance arc stuff, and 5 being the great fights that we know and love. Grimmjow, Ukiura, Byakuya, Renji, the big moments. I'm going to have to give this one a 4, maybe a 4.5. It was cool seeing Ichigo come back, and it was very fun watching the Bambietas, in animated form, because they didn't get this much love in the manga. So I'm glad that they really showed them some love this time. But yeah, I think that's pretty much covers what I had for today. I hope some of y'all are watching it. I hope some of y'all give Bleach a chance. Any of my followers, because I want to talk to more people, and it's fun seeing new perspectives on my favorite anime. I don't expect anybody to love it or expect it to be in their top 5 anime. I just want them to watch it and hopefully get a better understanding of who I am and why I love it. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end it today. I hope you have a good one, and I will talk to you later.